There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone, to my weekly energy forecast. All right. There's a lot happening right now, a lot of downloads, a lot of energies happening. So I'm going to get right down to it. If you are joining me, say hello so I can say hi to you and tune in with your energy. As always, my videos are always frequency transmissions. So just be aware of that because the frequency will transmit through me to you and create a little bit of an activation or upgrade in your system. So always be aware of that. Okay. So today I'm talking about the energies of April, and then I'm also just talking about some downloads I have received recently. The energy right now feels really interesting. It is the Aries new moon. And one of the downloads that I was receiving is about anger and about processing our anger. And I think that as women, especially, but I mean, kind of everyone, that's a little bit harder to do. You know, acknowledging and processing anger, just it's something that we've always kind of been told is something that we shouldn't like express, or it's wrong to express it. So we suppress it. So there's an opportunity here to process anger and then also process the trauma of what happened over the last 2 years. So this is something that I've been getting the download about a lot in the last couple weeks. Is that there's a collective trauma. So we felt it individually and collectively over the last 2 years with what happened, right? However we perceived it and however it affected us, we were traumatized by it. And now we are processing that trauma. So that might be coming up for you in various ways that you might not be aware of. So I want to point some of those things out to you today because, again, trauma can be this like elusive thing where we don't always know that we're coming up against it until someone points it out to us and we acknowledge it and move through it. And then once you do that, you know, things really shift and change for you. So, so how that might be showing up for you is maybe you're coming up against a block in your business, maybe you're having trouble in a relationship, and you know, usually there's something that is screaming that it wants to be looked at, that it wants to be acknowledged in order for you to grow. Because if you're here and you're listening to me, you obviously are very interested in personal growth, in spiritual growth, and in activating your spiritual gifts, right? And in order to do that, we have to move through our trauma. So I've been shown this really strong that a lot of people are going to start processing the trauma that we've endured over the last 2 years because there's been so much of kind of just this wait and see energy of like, well, what's going to happen next? And I'm going to wait and see if I'm going to make this decision or that decision based on what's going on in the world. And what we really have been invited to do in a lot of ways is to take our power back and realize that we are actually the creators of our reality, and we get to decide what happens next in our lives, and we get to decide what our reality looks like. And so many of us are stepping into this knowing at this time that, wait a second, I don't have to subscribe to what's happening out here. I get to create what's happening from within me, and that's what I get to see in my outer reality. But we can't get to that point where we are in that mode of manifesting our desires until we clear the trauma, right? So, what I'm noticing and what I want to share with everyone today is you might notice that you're processing some deeper trauma from over the last 2 years, whether it be stuff you took on from the collective or what you experienced on your own. So just be aware of that. And then that kind of relates into the anger that I was saying, because I think this Aries moon will have the, like the the ability to bring up some anger to be processed. And this isn't bad actually, because we express healthy expression of anger is actually really good, and it's something that I just have recently learned too, because I think it's something that we all kind of feel like is like a bad thing, or shouldn't be expressed, or should be like dealt with somehow without expressing it. And that's not actually true. And it's interesting, I learned this actually from my son's therapist, because when he plays, sometimes he'll like have a lot of like violence or anger, and I always kind of get freaked out by that. And his therapist said, no, that's actually really healthy for kids to express that through play, um, as long as they're not like doing it to somebody, right? But if they're expressing it through play, it's actually a really healthy expression of anger. And that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling around this new moon, is like healthy expression of anger, because like there is stuff to be angry about, right? Like this earth plane, this 3D reality is a shit show, and there's so much going on right now that's really fucked up, excuse my language. So there is stuff to be angry about, and allowing yourself to acknowledge the anger and process it and move through it is going to be really powerful in your growth, and also really powerful in you accessing your gifts on a deeper level, because that is what we're moving into this April, is really some spiritual advancement, right? So I probably mentioned this before, and again, I'm no astrologer, okay? So I just want to say that. However, I have been studying astrology for many years, and I do follow the current astrological events very closely. Um, it's kind of like my news. The astrological weather report. It's always something that I'm very highly tuning into. So apparently we have an event happening on, I think it's around April 12th, which is Neptune and Jupiter conjunct in Pisces. So Jupiter is like an expansive planet. Anything Jupiter hits, Jupiter is like the planet of good luck and expansion. So it expands whatever it hits, right? And then Neptune is like spirituality. It can also be like delusion. But it's also like this highly spiritual planet. And then Pisces is spirituality as well. And there's probably like a way better way to explain this. This is just my interpretation based on what I have heard about this event. So basically, this event, Neptune and Jupiter being conjunct in Pisces, the last time it happened was in 1856, I believe it was. So this happens very rarely, and it means spiritual evolution. So we're moving into a time of spiritual evolution, and this is something that I've been saying for a long time. When I did my 2021 forecast, I said, we're moving into a spiritual evolution of humanity, and we're basically coming to a point where it's like evolve or suffer, right? And those that are not evolving spiritually are going to suffer more and more. And that's not to be doom and gloom. That's just the energy that I'm really tuning into. And April feels like this kind of like portal or doorway to that spiritual expansion, to that spiritual evolution. So this is really a big deal. And for those of us that are on the spiritual path and doing the work, you are going, which is all of you, you are going to feel a huge expansive energy this month. And it's going to feel like a really big shift. And also, there is an opportunity here to really become a new version of yourself. And what does that mean? Like, patterns and dynamics that you ran within yourself are being dismantled. And I'm seeing this with myself. I've gone through it myself already, where I've had these huge shifts happen just around like the way, like in my inner reality, like the way that I relate to myself. And then I'm seeing it with my clients as well, where all of a sudden things that they used to like put up with, or things that they used to be okay with, or ways that they used to like allow themselves to be betrayed, they're no longer available for. And all of a sudden, their life just kind of skyrockets to an entirely new level because they're no longer available for things that are incongruent with their highest timeline. And this is what I see happening for all of you in a very big way this month. There is a portal of energy opening up so that you can step into your highest timeline in a completely new way. So, like, I would say, like, ways of relating to yourself that were actually detrimental, or maybe like old patterns that brought your vibration down, are going to start to fall away. And there's an opportunity for that to happen in a really big way this month. So it's super exciting. I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling it. I've gotten this download about the quantum priestess energy, which I'm sure you guys have heard me share about. This new program that I am teaching starting on April 19th, Quantum Priestess. And so basically, this energy was activated within me. You guys are going to hear this on the podcast, but I have a woman who's going to be on the podcast. We already recorded her interview. Her name's Debbie Solaris. And you guys, you're going to love her. So basically, she is a galactic historian, and you can actually go find her. She was interviewed a bunch of times on Gaia. So if you watch Gaia at all, you can just search her name, Debbie Solaris, and you can watch interviews with her. It's fascinating. She had an abduction experience, and then she all of a sudden had all of these abilities. And one of her abilities is that she is a galactic historian, and she can see in your Akashic records your whole galactic lineage and your whole galactic history. And she did like a mini reading for me on the podcast, and it activated something within me where I became very connected to my lineage. And I've always been very connected to my galactic lineage. You guys always hear me talk about my Pleiadian lineage, and I'm always channeling that energy and activating it within all of you. And it's part of the reason why I've moved so quickly in creating a six-figure business, and why my clients move so quickly. But she activated this even deeper within me through this reading. It activated this remembering within me of this lineage that I have as the Meropian High Priestess. And Meropia is a star in the Pleiadian star system. So she activated this energy within me, and now I'm going to be activating it within all of you, because it all kind of started to download to me that this is the energy that I've been working with, because it's this very powerful healing energy of the quantum alchemist and master healer. So it's why I'm able to see people's wounds so clearly and help them heal, because of this energy that I channel, right? It's just the ability that I have. And then I got the download that I was going to activate that within all of you. But this is why, you know, people have such accelerated growth when they're in my energy. And it's because of this high priestess energy that I'm constantly working with, that's channeling through me and activating within you when you're in the presence of it. So it's been really expansive for me to connect even deeper with this energy and understand the way that I work with it to create these profound transformations within myself and everybody I work with. So that has been really wild, and you guys are going to love her episode on the podcast. It should be coming out in a few weeks. So anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to share that as an example of what is probably going to happen for you similarly. So, which is why I'm launching this program, Quantum Priestess, which is just 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks of live activations, energetic attunements, and frequency upgrades, where I'm going to activate this energy within you, the Quantum Priestess energy, the Pleiadian High Priestess energy, so that it activates the work that you do as well, and activates your ability to create the results that I've created and my clients create. So it's really exciting. But anyway, one of the reasons why I'm launching this now is because in April, I can see that there's a very big opportunity for everyone to become much more spiritually connected and connect with their spirit guides, either in an even deeper way than they already have, or connect with new spirit guides that they haven't been accessing before, that have always been there, but maybe you haven't been aware of them or you haven't accessed them before. So this is a really exciting opportunity, and I'm guessing that all of you are feeling the pull, even at this moment, to connect more spiritually, because that's what this month is really going to be about. It's kind of like, I almost see it as like an explosion of spiritual energy. But at the same time, what's going to happen is that it's going to bring up any old traumas, as always, right? It's going to bring up any old traumas. It's going to bring up any old wounds, any darker energies, any lower frequency energies that need to be cleared from the system. They're going to have to be cleared from the system. So as the spiritual energy is igniting within you, this high frequency energy is igniting within you, you're going to have to clear the trauma. So most likely you're going to have stuff come up that is going to need to be cleared so that you can fully embrace this new level of spiritual evolution that is wanting to come in. So this is a really powerful time. This is a really powerful energy that we're coming into. And it really feels like to me that things are going to change this month, and people are going to start to feel really different. Again, people that aren't doing the work, people that aren't choosing to evolve, are going to have a harder time right now, because it's going to be really uncomfortable if people are kind of holding on and not, what's the word? Not wanting to change and not wanting to look at themselves. So this is a great opportunity to evolve, to change very quickly, just as long as you're willing to do the work. So with that being said, I want to invite all of you to join us in Quantum Priestess. We are on pre-sale right now just until midnight. So right now it's only $397 to join the program. After midnight tonight, this is Friday the 1st if you're watching this later. After midnight tonight, the price is going to go up to $497. So if you're feeling the pull and you know you want to join us, hop on it today so you can get that pre-sale pricing. And then we'll be in early bird, which is $497, and I think we're going to be in that for like 2 weeks, so you have a little bit of time for the $497 pricing. But it's going to be a really, really powerful program. I can tell already because I can feel the energy moving through me. You're going to receive a lot of information, but you're going to receive a lot of energy work and upgrades. So a lot of what's going to be happening is on a frequency level, where we're going to be upgrading your frequency. We're going to be clearing out any blocks to raising your frequency. We're going to be clearing out any lower frequency patterns, any ancestral or past life patterns that are still anchoring you into this 3D lower frequency, lack, limitation, scarcity frequency. We're going to be clearing all of those out, making it really easy for you to connect with and deepen your spiritual gifts. So this is a really, really, really perfect time to do something like this. It's going to be incredibly powerful. The group that we already have forming are like such badass, amazing, spiritually talented, tuned in, amazing women. So it's going to be great. So I'll put the link here to sign up. Again, the pre-sale pricing ends tonight, so you definitely want to jump on that, and feel free to reach out to me with questions. Also, everybody who joins the program will get an opportunity to have a discount in continuing to work with me that no one else will receive other than the people in Quantum Priestess. So feel free to reach out to me with any questions about that. And that is about it for today. I am sending you guys lots of love as always. If you are trying to figure out the best way to work with me, reach out to me so I can discuss that with you and figure out the best way to support you through your transformation. Now is the time. Transformation is the word, evolution is the word. It's time. Also, check out the podcast if you haven't already. This week I had Emily Dukes on the show. She's amazing. You guys have to all check her out. And don't forget to rate and review the podcast and send me a screenshot, and I'll send you my miracle frequency activation absolutely free. So that is all I have for today. I'm sending you guys so much love. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.